All right, fifth graders, let's take a few minutes here and correct your practice worksheets on commas and transitional conjunctions. So number 1 said, you can go to the mall. Be sure to finish your homework. So we need to figure out where to put that transitional conjunction before. So would you say, before you can go to the mall, be sure to finish your homework? Or you can go to the mall before, be sure to finish your homework. So it obviously sounds the best at the beginning of the sentence, so you should have added the word before at the beginning of these two simple sentences to make them into a complex sentence. So we have the word before. Since this is now our first word in the sentence, it's important that we make the Y and U lowercase by putting that little line through it. And because we're starting with a transitional conjunction, we need to have a comma after the first part of our now complex sentence, and a lowercase b, of course, for the second part. So, before you can go to the mall, comma, be sure to finish your homework. Number 2, I think I'm going to be a scientist when I grow up. I really love science and math classes. So we have the conjunction because. Because I think I'm going to be a scientist when I grow up, I really love science and math classes. Or, I think I'm going to be a scientist when I grow up because I really love science and math classes. And again, the second one sounds the best. So I'm going to get rid of this period here, and I'm going to insert the word because. Remember, I'm not going to put a comma, but I'm going to put because in here, in between my two simple sentences, making it a complex sentence. But this time I don't need a comma because my transitional conjunction comes in the middle of my sentence. So I is still capitalized at the beginning. I think I'm going to be a scientist when I grow up because, we keep our capital I here, I really love science and math classes. So we just added the word because, and we got rid of that period separating the sentences. Her brother came home. Jana was practicing piano. So her brother came home when Jana was practicing piano, or when her brother came home, Jana was practicing piano. This one could go almost either way. I kind of like the sound of it better when we put it at the beginning. So when her brother came home, Jana was practicing piano. So if I put it at the beginning, when goes here, lowercase h, her brother came home, comma, after the first part of my sentence, Jana was practicing piano, period. Number 4, you want to buy a new computer game. Save up your money. So I'm using the transitional conjunction if. It's going to make the most sense at the beginning of the sentence, so I put if you want to buy a new computer game, lowercase y on the u, comma after the beginning of the sentence, the first part of our sentence, lowercase s, save up your money. Number 5, the weather service said we might get some rain today. It isn't very likely. If I'm using the word although, I could say, although the weather service said we might get some rain today, it isn't very likely. Or, the weather service said we might get some rain today, although it isn't very likely. This one could again go either place, and just to change it up a little bit, we'll put it in the middle of the sentence this time. So we'll insert the word although in the middle of the sentence. I got rid of the period at the end of my first simple sentence because we're making this complex. We're bringing our two simple sentences together into one complete complex sentence. I and it becomes lowercase. So I have the weather service said we might get some rain today, although it isn't very likely. And finally, number 6, Enrique couldn't call Tony. He didn't know the phone number. We're using since, so Enrique couldn't call Tony since he didn't know the phone number. Or since Enrique couldn't call Tony, he didn't know the phone number. This one makes the most sense here in the middle, so we get rid of our period. We insert the word since. I'm just going to insert it like that. And then we make he lowercase. Enrique couldn't call Tony since he didn't know the phone number. And those fifth graders are your commas and transitional conjunctions. Good luck on your quiz.